Hello, my name is HAPruitt and I'm the author of the Anathalian series, and in this video I'm going to do a book review. Before I do the review, I want to say reviewing books is so important. Even of popular books, it may not benefit the author, but readers may make their decision based on what you have to say about the book. I'm going to do a very popular book today. Some people may have only seen the movie. Some people who are very into this franchise have only seen the movies, and so they may be wondering about the books. So whatever book it is, review it, especially independently published authors who need your support to gain, to spread the word about their books. Okay, so the book I'm going to review today is Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien, narrated by Ron Engel. I listened to the audiobook. It was a very long audiobook. That's probably the longest one I've ever listened to. So the narration was good. He did well with giving variety to the characters and saying all of the songs. There are so many songs in this book. Okay, so since most people know like the gist of Lord of the Rings, I didn't summarize it, but if you don't know, there's a ring, it's evil, they have to get rid of it. And they go off on this quest, and the Fellowship of the Ring is like realizing that this ring needs to be disposed of. No, they don't gather the Fellowship yet. That's funny. They don't gather the Fellowship yet. Well, they do at the end, but at the beginning. They figure out the ring needs to be disposed of. It's evil, so Frodo the Hobbit gets it from his uncle Bilbo. And then he starts with his friends from his home, and they start going toward Rivendell, where it's like a safe place. Because there's all kinds of evil trying to chase this ring and get it for their evil devices. And it's lots of danger and stuff. And also lots of songs. Okay, so that's the gist of the story in case you didn't know. The narration was good. I said that already. I read Lord of the Rings. Do note, I read Lord of the Rings when I read the whole series when I was in grade school. I had a high reading level, so I read books that were higher than my interest level often. And I thought this series was so boring. I thought it was so boring. I was like, he talks about the trees for 5 pages. Nobody cares. I didn't like the long descriptions when I was in grade school. And there's lots of descriptions of them walking. Just walking, like walking from this place, and the trees, and the stuff, and the trees, and the walking, and the places, and it's like, okay. Those walking parts, still, in the narration, they were a bit hard to focus on. I kind of lost interest, my mind wandered, because they're walking. They're walking. And the songs, my brain wandered during the songs. I'm not an audiobook person, so it may not be that bad, but like if I don't have something really grabbing my attention with an audiobook, it's very hard for me to listen. Yeah, and it's very hard for me to listen if I'm just like doing something else. If my attention's on something else, it's hard for me to listen. So I would like rock my baby to sleep and listen to the audiobook, and then I could actually pay attention. And now he's a toddler. Okay, but anyway. But otherwise for the audiobook, I appreciated the description and how it painted very vivid images of the story. It was a bit long-winded, but still, I did appreciate how, like, Tolkien gives you a full picture of everything. You clearly know what everything looks like. I still know what the Shire looks like. I still know what Barrow Downs looks like. I still know what, like, I can't remember the guy's name, but they go to the little river and they stop over with the cart and everything, and then they have to cross the river again, and they go out the back of the house. Like, it's all still in my memory. I read this at least 6 months ago, because he's huge now. He's not little anymore. My toddler over there, I listened to this when he was teeny tiny. So the very vivid descriptions do help you remember the book and get into the book, deep into the book. But sometimes they're a little long. Okay, so the book has some really great quotes. Watching the movies and back when I was a kid, I didn't catch the magic of certain quotes. But there were certain times where I just wanted to like pause it and be like, oh, that's such a good quote. Yes. And it's just a really good, wholesome story. Like, you could read this if you were like an old man and think it was a good story. And you could read this if you were a kid and not have anything wrong with it. Like I said, I read it in grade school, and like you wouldn't have anything wrong with it, but you might think it's boring. But it's like wholesome, but it's still like entertaining for anybody. That's probably why it appeals to such a wide crowd. The history of Middle Earth is so rich too. Like okay, I have it here. Tolkien puts in so much backstory into his books. I love whenever like there's a story within this story, like somebody starts telling this story, and that's what really engaged me in this book. There's so many times when someone's like, I have a story to tell you, and you're like, oh yeah, let's listen to this story. It's so cool to hear the story. And then there's also like little tidbits that show you there's lots of layers in Middle Earth. And while I was reading this, I was kind of in between the first and second season of the Rings of Power, and so I was making lots of connections that I hadn't before when I read it in when I read it in grade school, and I was kind of like, whatever, and I didn't care about the details and stuff. But now, noticing all those little details and how the Rings of Power is picking those up, I'm like, oh, I know who that is, I know who's mentioned, I am connecting everything. I told my husband, like, I know who this is, and he's like, be quiet. So if you're watching the Rings of Power and you haven't actually read the book, you should read the book or listen to the audiobook. The one with Ron Engel, it was free, because I don't know if it's just free with Audible, if it's free in general, but it was free for me, and I do have Audible. So it's free, and it's a good version, and it's good. The movie cuts out a bunch, so if you just watch the movie, you're gonna miss Tom Bombadil. At least I don't remember Tom Bombadil from... He's got his toy out. I don't remember Tom Bombadil from the movies, so I may be wrong, but the movie does leave out so much simply because it's a long book, and, you know, the movie has to be, like, however long. So don't just watch the movie, read the book, and you'll get a lot more of that rich history of Middle Earth and those details that make connections and everything. And also, to J.R.R. Tolkien, like, thank you for not needing romance to carry a plot. Like, the majority of books today are romance, and I'm over it, guys. I'm over it. So it was just refreshing. Like, this book is not romance. It's not. And I'm just like, thank you. Yeah. And also, I don't have it on here, but I listened to his author's note at the end, and it was really funny because Tolkien was like, there's a lot of readers who said this book is really boring and stupid, and to them I say, I don't care. So, like, if you're an author and you're watching this, just know that this really huge famous book, before he knew it was huge and famous, he got people telling him it was dumb, it was pointless, nobody was gonna like it was boring, and now, like, people are nuts about it, and it's, like, one of the biggest known fantasy books ever. So, there's some encouragement for you and a funny little tidbit. Oh, don't spill your cereal. Okay, he's got a sticker in his cereal bowl. Don't eat that, definitely. You may not. You may not have that. Okay, so I'll go ahead and end my review. Have you read the book? Have you listened to the book? Have you watched the movies? Are you watching the Rings of Power? Like, just tell me whatever you want to tell me about the Lord of the Rings here. And thank you very much for watching. Share this video, like it, all those different things you do with YouTube videos. Bye. That was unnecessary to scream like that. Bye. You said bye. So precious. If you want to know more about Anathalion or HAPruitt, please follow me on Instagram at HAPruitt. You can find me on Amazon as an Amazon author, HAPruitt. Please watch my YouTube channel and all my cool videos on my channel, HAPruitt Anathalion. You can find me on the Facebook page, HAPruitt Anathalion. You can follow me on Goodreads by the name HAPruitt and the book Anathalion, or you can go to my website where so much cool stuff about Anathalion is. The website is HAPruitt.com.